Okay, despite what some of you out there like, hey, what's up? It's the blah 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 blah. So they tell us says about Dabu Seven. I looked this up. This is what they're saying. There's a NCTC warns of threat to large crowds or big events, multi-city attacks, hospitals, and they're blaming Al Qaeda. Now listen, I came across information like it's 2025, 2021. Like I don't know if it was the middle of it or towards the end, but this was like boots on the ground stuff. I was scouring people. It was like articles. It wasn't mainstream information. Let's just say that. Now it's becoming more mainstream. I said that these invaders, all that's at the border, that Beijing joke Biden allowed to happen, and that laughing hyena, Kamiala with horse teeth, the border's all right. Uh-huh. Well, I've never been past the southern border, but I've never been to Europe. So what does that mean? Our borders are wide open, big time, from 2021 till beginning of 2025. And then all of a sudden now we got it shut down. Well, gee, I wonder why, but they're blaming Al Qaeda. They're blaming Al Qaeda. They're blaming Al Qaeda. We got like upwards of 40 million invaders here. They're not here to assimilate. They're not here to be Americans. They're not here. They're here illegally. They're invaders, okay? And they have no allegiance to this country. You see it waving the foreign flags, all right? Many of them, not just south of the border. So listen to Dabu Seven, what he has to say. I'm going to show you real quick the article. You can look this up yourself. Feels like a false flag is coming. It feels like something big's coming. And I said this 4 years ago, and I mentioned it along the way, that they're going to attack sheriffs, stations, police stations in cities. They're going to attack coliseums, auditoriums, shopping malls, wherever there's mass gatherings, all right? They're going to attack cities, all right? This is what I said that. Hospitals are targeted. Large crowds, wherever's large crowds. And this is of course is all done by design. You know, they don't even want us to gather anymore. They don't want us to assemble. They don't want us to assemble in public sphere, peacefully assemble. They don't want us to do anything that the Constitution gives our rights to and God gives our rights to. But I see not many people are, or no one's commenting on BitChute, which I find mighty strange, but whatever. I'm not going to show you many visuals for a while. I'm working on a, little by little, a big compilation of all the stuff that's going on. And the last time I did this, it took me like several days to do it. And someone commented it was the best video I've ever done. So that's what I'm working on little by little as I give you this information in between. So let's take a look at this, shall we? Is Al Qaeda bin Laden? I mean, to me, it's like Al Qaeda is like a bin Laden type thing. But let's look at this. U.S. National Counter-Terrorism Center warns of threat from Al Qaeda. This was published, as you see right there, on the 19th. I think today, is it officially fall 24th or was it the 20th? Well, it's got to be fall now, right? Al Qaeda and its Yemen-based affiliate Al Qaeda right there. You can look this up, Reuters, or wherever else this information is being published. It's funny that we have this U.S. National Counterterrorism Center warning a threat from Al Qaeda. Meanwhile, we got our own terrorist groups like BLM and Antifa allowed to run amok. Funny how that works. Listen to what Dabu 7 has to say concerning this multi-city attack, hospitals attacked. I'm lumping in police stations because this is falling in line. This is falling in line with information that I came across years ago. But it's the invaders that are supposed to do it. They're going to blame Al Qaeda. Well, you already know that we have in this country that there's actually that Al Qaeda type people training in camps, actual terrorist camps, allowed to train and get ready to attack us in this country. You can tell the government doesn't know about. Of course, they know about it. It's all allowed. Everything. This is allowed. I think Antifa's training, or these libtards are training to how to fight against police and all this stuff. I came across that information, but let's take a look real quick. Let's make this a quickie with no happy ending.
What's up, guys? D7 back at you. We've got the National Counterterrorism Unit basically stating that we've got
Is this guy Irish? He sounds Irish.
a huge event that's about to pop off, and they're putting big alarm bells all over this. They're saying that they have signs that Al-Qaeda is about to attack and to hit the country, and the timing is super suspicious, especially right here ahead of the whole Charlie Kirk funeral thing in Arizona, which is going to be held at a stadium. And
so it's another reason to go to war. It sounds like a 9/11 sort of thing.
They're already saying that it's going to be a target, like it's on their radar. We've seen a plethora of stuff happen thus far, but they're saying at this point, individuals have been caught on CCTV footage going in and also traced through credit cards, buying a ton of uniforms, police uniforms, medical uniforms, and the information that they're putting out there is saying that hospitals are about to be targeted. They're saying an initial event is going to happen, soft targets, large gatherings of people, anything like that, are on the table. And then after those happen and people start to gather inside of the hospitals and the emergency rooms, they're going to be targeted. That's the warning being put out right now on the information that they're saying that they've picked up. We know how these things go. We know how these staged events pop off left and right.
Notice he said staged because it is. False flag, this is done on purpose. The government, they know all this stuff is done on purpose, done by design.
We know how a hand is orchestrating much of everything that we're seeing out there.
That's right.
Now we need to get to the bottom and start ousting all the people connected in this big ring. But it is one big club. And this is going to be a huge event. You can feel it in the air. I would get ready. I'd prepare for something. I'd just be prepared for something at this point. They're talking all the big cities, NYC, Miami, Houston. They're all targeted in this. So it is the season, it seems. It's upon us for them to start pulling off these events en masse. And it seems like we're in a window.
Is that going to be an October surprise? Although it's no surprise for us because we knew this was all in the making. Been talking about this on and off for 4 years now. No, he didn't say police departments, but that's not a mass gathering, but that's also lumped in the information. And the information I came across 4 years ago, wish I could find it again. It was sheriff's departments are going to be attacked, governor's mansions are going to be attacked, capitol buildings simultaneously, bridges attacked.
And don't forget what I said about November 11th. We enter a true astrological window where 4 heavenly bodies will be in retrograde. And to the enemy, that means a lot. Okay?
Well, I ain't into that space stuff, but whatever.
So, just a heads up with everything going on. And again, pay attention to what's going on Sunday around this old Charlie Kirk thing and any other major event from here all the way up to like Super Bowl, man.
So somehow it centers around the Charlie Kirk thing, which means there'll be a lot of conservatives at the gathering, a lot of which tend to be Christians. Like I said, the information that came across years ago was this simultaneous attacks on a lot of this, what he mentioned, but also bridges, infrastructure, electricity. They talk about a grid going down or no lights, no, you know, the movies and all that. Left Behind? Not Left Behind. That stupid Obama movie. Anyway, bridges, dams simultaneously. All this, like what he mentioned, and dams, bridges, the grid, stadiums, sheriff's departments, governor's mansions, Capitol buildings, simultaneous attack. So, will this come to fruition? Who knows? Maybe Lou Ferrig knows, but who said head on a swivel? You say head on a swivel. Oh, Jamie Lee, God rest his soul. He used to say head on a swivel. Yeah, be prepared. And be spiritually prepared. Seriously, I think really, if I had more time, I would want to spend more time in church. I need to, and I think we all need to. Don't be a troll out there. Something big is in the making, and it's been a long time in the making.
Sweet dreams.